Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We live. We back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, if you don't know, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry, 3 max and 20 max content, but no matter your style of play, man, it makes no difference whether you're a 150 guy, a head-to-head game player, cash game, double upper. Does not matter what your style of play is. If you play NBA DFS, just go on over there and hit that subscribe button, man. I don't know how many times I gotta keep telling you. It's a lot of views and you should be subscribed, man. I'm seeing there's a lot of views from unsubscribed viewers, so go on and hit that subscribe button, man. I don't know what you waiting on and why you at it. Turn your notification bell on so you know when the videos and content dropping. You ain't gotta get on here and search for it, alright? Also, one small favor. It helps me, but it also helps you, man. Just scroll over there, hit that like button. It's scientifically proven to increase your chances of winning. It gets some good energy and karma headed your direction, and we all need more of that. So it's a win-win situation for the both of us. Go on and hit that like button, man. I appreciate you. All right, thank you for tuning in. This is my starting 5 series. If you're new here, this is your first time here. This is where I bring you 5 plays that's more than likely going to be in my player pool on DraftKings and FanDuel. All right, I always say more than likely, especially this time of year, man, just because in NBA there's always going to be injury news. You're going to get injury news throughout the day, before lock, after lock. Cade Cunningham, when there's nothing you can do about it, man. So you got to be in tune with the news and be able to adjust your lineups. And even when you are in tune, like I just said, like last night with Cade Cunningham, sometimes it's just nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You're going to get screwed, all right? So that being said, we're going to get right into it. But before we do, got my lineup review. Going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate, man. Come on in. Let's talk about it. All right. Now, yesterday, man, oh man, that slate went to hell fast. So much value opened up, so many, I've never seen like 3K guys in play on a slate like that, except for these times, end of the year slate, which is why you go lighter here. Definitely got burned by some of that injury news and some plays I thought were going to go off that did not. We doing it a little inverted today just because I want us to take a look at some. I got a group project for us at the end. So this is my single entry right here. Normally I do my tournament, but this is my single entry because we want to look at something on the tournament side. But single entry right here, 262. All that value opened up yesterday, just turned it into another like stars and scrubs slate. I wanted some Giannis. I wanted some Aiden. I thought Aiden ownership would actually be a little lower than what it was, especially with us getting all that center value, but it was still up there. But this is my best lineup, 262 in this single entry over here. Got to some Trey Man, 62% on, only 23 fantasy points from him, as neither team could break 100. I told the gang yesterday, man, this game could go one or two ways. Just like it did with, even though both of these defenses are terrible, these offenses are inefficient. So they could just come out and not shoot the ball well and not score well, regardless of the defense, and give you a low-scoring game like you got here. Neither team breaking 90 points. So definitely a low-scoring game. Or it could have went well. The offense was hitting their shots, and you got a higher-scoring game, and it went over. But we got the first variety of that game there, and Trey Man did not give us what we needed here at 5,500, only 23 fantasy points. Got to some Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I was back and forth between him, Pat Connaughton. We knew we was going to have to wait on some news. Once we got that the starting lineup and Alexander Walker was starting, I love this Minnesota matchup here against Toronto, so I wanted to go to him. 24 fantasy points here was just okay, but definitely needed a bigger output from him. Davis Bertans, a value play I was on. You saw him yesterday in the video. He got to start. Was just okay at 3,600, 22 fantasy points. Grant Williams, another popular play once Miles Bridges and Nick Richards and those Hornets guys got ruled out. 44% on. He gave you 30 fantasy points. Was just okay. Ayton was solid. I thought he could have a much bigger game, but 47 fantasy points, and we'll take that at 7,600. Like I said, I thought I was getting him at lower ownership. Had I known he'd still been this high on, I just would have paid down for the cheaper centers. But at the other guard, Anthony Edwards 9,400. Just love the matchup here against the Raptors, and they just utterly destroyed the Raptors here, like just crushed them. Anthony Edwards didn't have to do much, man. Only 47 fantasy points from him in this spot. Got to Giannis as they get beat by the Grizzlies here. Giannis did not get a performance he needed, but it was the second night of a back-to-back. Memphis defense has been playing better going down the stretch of the season, so. But at 66% on with just him over there, no Middleton, no Dame Lillard, definitely thought he could have pulled out a big game for us in this spot. Did not come to fruition here as 52 fantasy points was not nearly enough for his price tag. All right. And then down at the bottom, man, Muhammad Gay, however you say that, no disrespect intended. Only 16 fantasy points. We thought he was in a spot where he could get the start, but they went with Malik Williams, a new guy they signed. Even still, I thought Gay should be in for it. I thought it could be an even split at the center spot. So we wanted to stick with Gay, and he was a flat man. I knew he was going to get some playing time, just didn't know how much. 16 fantasy points from him at the flat man. But 262, it was a rough one yesterday on DK. But, we going light, man. Only a couple of lineups. Now, my tournament. This is the $5 5K to first. Is 150 max. I got burnt with the Cade Cunningham, man. So in my tournament, I loaded up. I went 2 value centers, and then I was just paying up. I had a Cunningham, Halliburton here. Like I said, I only did one lineup. This is 150 max. So I was trying to get different around some of these value pieces, as you can see. Man at the top, once again, only 22. Cade Cunningham, man, I mean, when I saw it, I was upset, but I done been down this road before. It happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Getting upset ain't going to just stop looking at that lineup and hope your other ones come through. So my night was done early right here because I know in hoop, you're never getting it done with a 0. You're never getting it done with a 0. If you get it done with a 0 in hoop, I'm talking about you had the highest scoring person at every other position. Like, hands down. It's the only way you're going to have a chance of getting it done in hoop. But, after that, Davis Bertans still 40%, 22 fantasy points. Grant Williams again. Vucevic, I don't know how to say this man's name. 3K, 23 fantasy points. Got the start for the Wizards with Holmes and Bagley being out over there. Went to some Halliburton. Went right back to this Nets Pacers game from the other day. Halliburton had a good game as they blew him out. I thought the Nets could be a little more competitive in this matchup. That's typically how it's gone this season with these teams playing each other and on back-to-back outings. The second game usually goes different from the first game. So with the first game being a blowout, Nets come back, I figured they'd be a little more competitive. I thought Halliburton could see full run, and if he played as well as he played the first game, he could give us a big score. Got us 50 here, didn't destroy us, but definitely could have used a little more from him. Giannis once again, and then Gay once again. Now, 217, like I said, had a 0. Nothing you're gonna do about that. The thing I wanted us to discuss here. I'm not the certain things don't sit right with me. I have to point it out. Let's look at the winner of this contest. Roger CL 76. First of all, he won by a country mile, almost 30 points. He smoked the field. But the interesting thing about this is he only had one lineup. And for you who don't know, you can search. So let's say right here you want to find a rival. Let's say the guy came in second, Tom J.K. I know he played a lot of lineups. If you just type the person's name in here, you could see how many lineups they played. Tom J.K. 150 maxer from Stochastic, all them guys over there. He's class 150. So when you look at Roger CL, he only played one lineup. And this is that lineup. Starts out okay, but gets very questionable down here at the bottom, man. Scoot Henderson, okay play, getting minutes. He attacking that game, ran it back with Brandon Miller. All these plays solid. I can see you getting to those guys. Siakam, I mean, he's been decent, but he's not a priority. He's definitely not a. If I got one lineup, I'm not going to Siakam here in this spot. Jabari Walker, I'm okay with that. Solid value play, played well the last couple of games. Now, Wendell Carter Jr., maybe. You know, it was a lot of center value yesterday. I don't know why you would mess around with a Wendell Carter Jr., a guy who's just starting to see a tick up in minutes. Giddy, okay, that's a play I would make. Go back, try to catch the field slipping, a little rebound spot from him, even though it's a tough matchup against the Celtics. But when you get down here and you just look at this overall lineup, like who is building this lineup on yesterday's slate? All that value. He didn't look to really take advantage of any of it. Went for a balanced build here with the one lineup in his 150 max. But Jalen Johnson, a guy who's just coming back off an injury, in his first game back, he played limited minutes. So I don't know why you would be going to him here in his second game back, even though it's a great matchup against Detroit. But you only got one lineup. So why are you going to a guy who could potentially still be limited? And then the cherry on top is just Malachi Flynn. Like, what possesses you to go to Malachi Flynn here in this spot? I'm not hating. Congratulations to you, Roger CL76. I feel like I've seen this name before, but I play so much I see a lot of names I don't know. But just a real questionable spots down here, man. Like, this Flynn play is numero uno for one. And like, let's say if he is a beginner, okay, I get it. I've been here, but guys like Malachi Flynn, when you putting these type guys in your lineup, it's so you can get. When I was a beginner, and most beginners, you probably think back to when you first started playing. When you playing like random 3K guys, it's so you could get the LeBrons, the Giannis's in your lineups. You're not doing that, especially with a guy who you had no idea was going to really play that much before the game, because Cunningham was in, Sasser was still there. They're loaded with guards. He hasn't been playing nothing but 17 minutes. So why would you go to him in that spot? But just an interesting thing. I don't know. Just looks a little weird to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Just one lineup in the 150 max, and this is what you come up with, and you got the Malachi Flynn playing now. Just saying. I don't know. But congrats to you, Roger CL. Let's look at my FanDuel lineup. Just wanted to point that out. Just didn't sit right with me in the fantasy world, man. You have to, in these fantasy contests, you have to point out things that don't sit right with you, man. Because it's not like there hasn't been cheating scandals before. So just wanted to point that out. All right? I ain't trying to say nobody cheated. It just don't look right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right? FanDuel, man, unfortunate spot. I missed lock. The 7 and the 7:30 lock, man. 7 o'clock lock I just missed. Ran out of time trying to get my lineups in. The 7:30 lock, I was doing it. I had my lineup set. I was trying to wait on last little updates. And with a couple of minutes left to go, I went to go upload my lineups, and I saved the wrong file somehow, whatever. I had to rush back in, scramble, and try to re-get it done. I don't know how I downloaded the wrong file, but missed the 7:30 lock. So I basically just had to play the 3 8 o'clock games. It's still almost cash, man. Put up 301. I think the cash line was like 308 here in this contest. So few points shy of the cash. I think it was the $9 contest on FanDuel, but Luke Kennard at the top, 17% on, 10 fantasy points. CJ McCollum got him at 2% on. Nice night for him at 56% on. At 56 fantasy points. Nikhil Alexander-Walker was solid, 23 fantasy points. Went to Anthony Edwards again. Like I said, they just crushed the Raptors. Didn't have to do much. Ran it back from Minnesota guys with Nuora here, 22% on, solid with 33 fantasy points. Jalen McDaniels, 25 fantasy points. Jay Crowder sucked with 11 here. Giannis once again, 56 fantasy points. And then Rudy Gobert down here, 3% on, 38 fantasy points for him. Like I said, missed the 7 and the 7:30 lock time, so just had to build with the late slate. The best I could come up with, all right? Let's get to today's slate, man. Get you what you came for. Your starting five for today. We got a 5-gamer on DraftKings and a 4-gamer on FanDuel. I just don't know what FanDuel is doing. You might well just put that extra game on now. All right, but looking at it, man, you know, coming down, getting into that home stretch, last about 10, 11 days of the regular season here. Know it's questionable tags. Know it's going to be injury news throughout the day. So keep your eyes and ears open. At the top, guy I want to look at is Cam Payne, 4,500. This is one of those injury news spots. We got Maxey questionable. He's been questionable the last couple of games. They've been talking like he's almost ready to return. So we'll have to see who knows here in this spot. But if Maxey misses again, one thing I do know is I'm going right back to campaign at 4,500. Going against a Miami Heat team, solid team. They're starting to click as well, but they've been giving it up to the point guard position this season. And I'm going to like the chances for campaign here, especially with the return of Joel Embiid and the Heat probably concentrating the bulk of their defensive efforts towards Embiid. I like getting the campaign provided Maxey is out. And then you do have a questionable Tobias Harris. So if you get Tobias Harris and Maxey out, that's just going to free up all type of shots for these other guys. Payne, Oubre will be some high priorities because Embiid is definitely going to get doubled every time he hit the block because there's no other real scorers out there for these 76ers if Harris and Maxey miss. So definitely keep an eye on this 76ers spot. Looking at some campaign if Maxey misses, and it's going to open up some Oubre as well if Tobias Harris misses also, all right? At the shooting guard, man, the game of the night, the main event, the one everybody wants to see, the game that's going to mean the most, Golden State Warriors against the Houston Rockets. This should have a playoff atmosphere. Houston Rockets was on that winning streak, about to walk down the Golden State Warriors. It's what's got them within like 2 or 3 games of that final playoff spot. The Warriors are trying to hold them off, and this is a head-to-head matchup that means a lot. Like I said, it should be a playoff offense, a playoff atmosphere out there. I'm looking at Jalen Green, 8,800, man. He's been playing well, like I said. Had a down game a couple of games ago, but he's still been very solid. I expect him to show up here and really come to play for this Houston Rockets team. Both teams know how much this game means here. I'm expecting them to be ready to go. I like getting to Jalen Green at 8,800. At the small forward spot, man, I'm looking at my boy, PG-13. Now, the Clippers will be without Kawhi Leonard tonight, man, and that just frees up everything. Harden has been playing a little shaky. His shot been off. He hasn't found it. It's going to be up to PG to lead these boys here against the tough Denver Nuggets who are coming in playing hot right now as well. I'm looking at Paul George, 8,400, expecting him to shoulder the load here. Sign me up, man. I don't mind taking a chance on Harden or two in a tournament. If you're in some of your larger field stuff, maybe he can find his game here. But Paul George is my guy, man. Sign me up with no Kawhi Leonard. His usage was up already. More ball handling responsibilities with Kawhi in the lineup. Now Kawhi gone. I think he gets a little. He's definitely gonna see a tick up in usage and is gonna have more ball handling responsibilities. Just give me Paul George here, 8,400. At the power forward spot, want to look at Andrew Wiggins, 5,800. Staying in that game, man, coming back to the other side. They're going to play all the minutes. The starters could get playoff minutes. So Wiggins been playing well as of late, man. Finally starting to turn it on, rounding into form here. I like him at 5,800 in this spot. Just trying to get pieces of this game, man. I'm going to want to play pieces from this game, DFS. I'm definitely going to want to watch this game in real life. So give me some Andrew Wiggins here at 5,800, though. And at the center spot, man, Ivica Zubac, 5,800. Going against these Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic there, he definitely has his hands full. But I expect him to see all the minutes he can handle here. They're going to need his size to try to defend Jokic. He can't defend him. Nobody can really defend him. He can get what he wants, but he definitely can hinder him and slow him down just a little bit. Don't make it extremely easy for him. If he can stay out of foul trouble, I can see him playing as many minutes as Jokic, as many minutes as need to be in this spot, man. Live for a double-double. Sign me up for some Ivica Zubac here in this matchup. All right, there you have it. Your starting five for DraftKings. Campaign, Jalen Green, Paul George, Andrew Wiggins, and Ivica Zubac, man. Get you some exposure to these guys. Hit that like button if you haven't done it. Let's go look at FanDuel and see what I'm looking at. See what I'm liking over there. All right, at the top, man, you see it. I'm telling you the game. I'm telling you where I'm going, especially over here on FanDuel. You didn't cut off the Clippers-Nuggets game. That's my other game I would like to attack tonight. So, with that being said, we're going to get the Golden State and Houston. Steph Curry, 8,600. Listen, I know it's been a rough year. He hasn't really had those big games, those hot shooting nights like he's had. Only 1 or 2 good games here that I can remember coming down the season. But if he has any big games left in the tank, if he has any more of those dazzling performances, tonight's going to have to be the spot, man. This game is going to be really good, really competitive. I think Steph can find his game here. They're going to need him for this matchup, man. I'm taking some shots on Steph over here. He's definitely probably a tournament play. I'm nervous about him in single entry just because of the way he's performed this year. But give me Steph Curry 8,600. I take whatever risks he comes with in this matchup, all right? At the shooting guard, staying with my guy Jalen Green. Slight $200 price increase over here. But like the way he's been playing down this stretch and while they was on this winning streak, man, he's deserving of this price. Give me Jalen Green at 9K. Hopefully I get a little back and forth between these two. At your small forward, stay in that same game, trying to get some value out here. We should have some open up throughout the day. But if we don't, man, either way, I ain't going to say if we don't. Either way, we do. Cam Whitmore should be solid, man. Should be in that 20 to 25, maybe 27-minute range here off of the bench for these Houston Rockets. He's been a solid value piece, a solid bench piece for this Rockets team when he's been healthy on this stretch run. So I don't mind going back to Cam Whitmore at 5K here. At the power forward spot, I look at DeAndre Hunter, 6,100. Just looking for value. FanDuel is a little tough over here, especially when you get down to this center spot we'll talk about next. But DeAndre Hunter, solid game last night. Should be anticipating him still being in that still being in the starting lineup, going up against the Dallas Mavericks here at 6,100. I think it's a good mid-tier option on this 4-game slate over here on DraftKings. I don't mind going back to DeAndre Hunter here at 61. And at the center, let's pull it up, man. When you look at center, I'm going to Bam Adebayo here at 8,700, but center is just absolutely tough tonight on FanDuel. You got Embiid still working his way back from injury. Who knows how many minutes he can actually play? It's a tough defensive matchup against the Heat. You got Sabonis here at 10-8. Tough matchup against New York. New York plays slower, so it's fewer possessions for Sabonis here in this spot. You got Bam at 8,700, who I'm rocking with. Going to be a battle down there against Embiid, but I think he's up for the challenge. Bam's not a huge fouler. He's a part of the offense. Him, Butler, and Rozier, the big three over there right now. I don't mind going to Bam Adebayo, especially when you're just looking at the rest of the guys. You got Draymond Green 7-4 over here. Gafford almost 7K. It is just extremely tough. I'm going to rock with Bam. Know he's live for a double-double. Tough matchup, but I don't know what else to really do over here at center. We're going to need some news on FanDuel, all right? There you have it, man. Your starting five for FanDuel. Bam Adebayo, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Whitmore, Jalen Green, and Stephen Curry. Get some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. Y'all know any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below in the comment section. I'll respond when I see them. That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.